It's Tokyo Part 2. Don't be late or you'll be left to.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
So let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance tonight.
Yes, it is Sunday, and it is the last dance. Welcome to the clubhouse. I am your host. We are doing Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. I'm Hollywood Lian.
Hi, I'm Clarette listening. Oh, just kidding. It's Miss Conversation Piece. How you doing?
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Drew Jones. I don't know how to follow that.
What's up, party people? I'm Erica Edwards.
And I'm Marlo's wig.
Pulled to the back.
Yes.
Unsecure and petty.
Unsecure, ready to fall off, ready to have a breakdown. It's been a long day, let me tell you. But I'm actually very glad to be here, and I'm happy to be with you guys.
Yes.
We're happy to be with you.
Let's kick it off. We have a lot to talk about. It's going to be a fantastic after show. We have some amazing news and gossip. I'm not even joking. Like, you're going to want to stick to the end.
Yes.
We have out of control stuff. Andy's baby shower to Nene freaking out in a restaurant to some really good Big Brother gossip. I'm telling you, you might want to just plant yourself. We have a really good after show. We have a lot to talk about. Tokyo Part 2. It's a continuation of last time. Nene and Tanya. Ugh. They're just, well, I was going to say they're going at it, but it's not really the case. It's Nene taking out all her frustration on poor Tanya.
I think she's become very annoying, actually. So I would scream at her too.
Well, I can sense that no one was really being supportive, so I kind of felt for Tanya, because sometimes you need just a little bit of support.
I agree, you do need the support, but at a certain point, like, let it go. And then once she started crying, I was like, girl, take it to the bathroom. You're on my nerves right now.
Her crying, and then she said a couple things that, like, I don't know, felt a little Kim Zolciak to me, as far as, like, it felt a little anti-black a little bit.
I would have cried.
She has an ugly cry face.
Nene was like, I don't care about you. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, no.
Yes, but she was like, maybe I don't understand the, like, Tanya was like, maybe I don't understand the language and blah, blah. I was like, what are you talking about? And women like Tanya kind of get on my nerves because of the whole, like, positivity, positive vibes, blah, blah, blah. And, like, yeah, positive vibes are cool, but also sometimes people go through things and they're allowed to feel them, and, like, sometimes it's not about you, and, like, don't overthink situations. Like, she's just very, like, your aura is, like, throwing me off, and that's aggravating.
And I think Eva hit it on the nail. It is not Tanya time. And that, like, I was like, oh my God, because she brought it up. Okay, fine. And she was like, no, I didn't say it. I didn't mean it like that or whatever. Boom, it's closed. All this, wait, no, you've known me for so long. Look,
Yeah, well, that was the second time, and she threw herself in the line of fire at that time. But the first time around in the sushi restaurant, I didn't think it was too bad.
No. In the sushi restaurant, I think Nene tried to shut it down, and she kept pushing. She kept pushing on it. And
But do you agree with Nene's delivery?
No, but I will say this. I feel like, to be honest, we haven't seen enough of Tanya and her relationship. I honestly feel like she must feel like she must feel insecure about her relationship because it's not really that deep.
Yeah.
She said I didn't mean it that way, but she must already in her heart be like, when is he gonna finally ask me? She already she must have her own issues.
Wait, they are engaged, correct? But they just been engaged for several years, like over 9 years.
It's not actually clear because the
It's
story.
not really clear,
but
Okay.
Here's the thing.
They haven't shown us enough.
I want to move on because Nene does leave, but the only thing I do want to say about it is that sometimes I just feel like she felt thrown off. She was brought into the group by Nene, and then to have a complete 180, I feel like the rug was swept from under her.
Well, that's what happens when Nene comes out.
Oh, you don't want it with Nene.
You know, and Candy did have a little point. You got to toughen up. So Nene does leave, which is very interesting, and we get a little introduction to a guy named Marcus.
Shout out to
Get out of my
Marcus. We
room.
would love you
Hey,
on our
Marcus.
show.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Marcus.
You can come to my room, actually, Marcus.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
Samesies.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about him. We're going to actually try to get him on the show. We were talking about it before the show started. So if anyone has any connections,
I
tweet him
volunteer to
out.
slide in the
Tweet
DMs.
me.
Tweet him out.
Okay, Drew. She's gonna take over.
Yeah, Nene's leaving, and he's like, "Can we at least get the shot of you driving off, please? This is a reality show." We got the fight. We got the exit. Can we get you getting into the car and leaving into the Tokyo?
And then he just talks to the taxi driver. Would you
Go.
drive?
Go
my
already.
God.
I kind of live for that though, because it just goes to show like how much Nene's really up in this, like how much she really has her foot on the neck of Bravo.
It just goes to show how hard those poor little producers
That's
work.
what I was thinking. I'm like, oh my God, we need them in here. I'm like, forget having the housewives in here. We need the people that deal with them on the daily
Listen,
to come in here.
behind the
As a
scenes.
producer in reality TV, I will tell you, those people are working for every penny of their money, and they deserve raises. Andy,
Oh my God.
give them a raise.
It was really interesting. There's a lot of things that really kind of threw me off tonight. Another one was Marlo and Eva going off on each other for about 35 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating because Bravo calculated it. Started around 1:45 p.m.
Well,
Didn't
what-
end until like 2:30.
What I can say is Eva gathered Marlo and she changed her wig for the better. So
I know, but let's talk about the context that was happening there. This was a buildup. This was Marlo
Yeah.
really trying to get her for the longest time. And then on the bus, apparently to everyone, Eva destroyed her. To me, it felt like two yappy girls. I'd rather hear her and Sheree go, because that was more entertaining than them back and forth. There was
Really?
nothing really.
I loved it. Okay, this is why I loved it, because I feel like Eva.
I'm like, say runway again, please.
I feel like we finally got to see Eva the diva, though. Like, you know, I feel like she tries to do the whole, peace and love, whatever. And she did. Like, she came for her. She said, get your got to be glue
that was
and
funny.
fix that.
Got to be glue, which is a shout out, another product placement.
I know, but honey, did it have to take 45 minutes to shut you down?
It didn't, but I appreciate that Eva wasn't gonna let up on Marlo, because I
She
feel like
did not.
sometimes people just like are like, I'm not about to play with you, Marlo. And Eva was like, no, I've got time today.
But
So
this is the thing, Marlo didn't get angry like she normally does. Like
she got up out of her chair.
She did, but she wasn't gonna swing on
But
Eva. She
I
didn't look
think,
like she was gonna swing.
One, I think they were on a bus. So I think if they were in a different restaurant, Marlo would have swung, because Marlo was losing, and she heard them girls cackling at her. Had
Yeah.
they been in a restaurant or something, Marlo would have thrown something on that girl. She would
I
have
was
went after
laughing.
her.
Candy and my favorite part out of the whole thing was Porsha talking about Aya wanting to
tourist,
quit,
yeah.
and she was like, "You know, she's trying to get an Uber at the next light."
Yeah,
And
that
like
was so funny.
her and
Oh, man.
Candy and who is it? Candy and Shamari, they're all like kikiing, and I was like, this is so weird to watch Portia and Candy like laughing together.
Oh, yeah.
But I
It was
liked it.
hilarious. I liked it.
And
I
let me
was
just
there
say,
for it.
Shamari just fits in so well because. Honestly, just to roll with the punches, she has been taking it like a champ,
Yeah.
throwing it out and gelling with the ladies. And
I
we have
love Shamari,
Tanya over here. I would be the Tanya of the group. I'd be like, I thought because Nene brought me in, I would be good, but Nene just went off on
Right.
me. Nene just set her off, and
Yeah.
it was bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have
Nene
thick
saying I don't give a F about 5 times and then just telling you to shut it down and to drop it. Ooh, it was scary.
But when
It
you
was
didn't
scary.
stop after the first, I don't give a F, then the rest is on you.
Okay,
Exactly.
like didn't you
Rest is on
learn,
you.
girl? Like you
Stop.
don't want to take it
That's
all.
not even that bad. Like, you gotta toughen up. Like, I don't give a F about who you marry or who you don't marry is gonna send you into a downward spiral. Why?
Well, because I just feel like it's like if you brought me into the show and then you've turned on me, I would feel like you would
Okay,
have
again, I hate to reiterate, but if I brought you into the show and you called my store cheap, we done. We done. It's a
I don't
wrap.
think it was that bad. I don't think.
wrap.
I don't
Well,
think it was
speaking
that
of
bad.
fashions, we have a little fashion segment
Yes.
for you guys.
Okay.
Of course. Come on, girl, work it, girl. On the runway.
I was waiting for you.
Runway.
I was waiting for you. I was like, is he gonna say it correctly?
That's the
this
key
time?
word. Runway.
Okay, so guys, from left to right,
Oh.
geishas included, and you guys know I'm a Bravo expert, and guess what? I recognize one of the geishas from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Boom!
Yes.
Boom, baby.
Let's look at the fashions right here. I love Shamari's bright outfit. I love Marlo's wig. I like Tanya's little dress, but Cynthia's giving me the feels.
Cynthia's giving
Yeah, I
me
love
everything.
Portia's giving me comfortable, bright, prego realness.
Yes.
What do we think about the girls in Tokyo?
I think if there was one that I would wear, it's gonna be. I really like Eva's jumpsuit.
Is there any way we can zoom in a tiny
Yeah, I
bit
need.
more?
Is that Eva that I'm feeling?
Yeah, I really
With
dig
the braids. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I
Oh,
dig
yeah, okay, so
Eva's
yeah,
jumpsuit,
perfect.
and I like Candy's outfit. Those are like day-to-day wearable.
I would
things.
wear Shamari's. I
Yeah,
love
Shamari's
that
fits
little
the
bright.
occasion.
See, I don't like Shamari's. I,
like
feel
Shamari's
like it
either.
has nothing to do with. I feel like they didn't send her the memo. I was
Oh,
I'm like, it's
oh.
an okay outfit. But
Okay, so you
doesn't
guys want it to be like
seem-
geisha related?
That's what they agreed to do. So I'm like, well, where are you going?
Fine,
to
Marlo takes it
McDonald's?
for me.
What are you doing?
Marlo almost had it, but she didn't secure this wig either, and it kept almost falling off. And
And
like,
got to be glued. I'm sure they sell it in Tokyo, so it's a problem.
I know, but Marlo's wig represents my emotional state, so I'm just gonna go with it.
And Tanya, I would probably wear that little dress, but it doesn't seem very geisha-like to me either.
No, it doesn't
seem very
It doesn't
geisha.
seem to go in the theme.
Looks like
but,
fall.
but it's cute. But I don't think it goes with the theme. So I
Cynthia-
like
No.
Cynthia, and I actually like Portia's little thing, and Eva really.
yeah.
And Candy's okay. I mean, she's not really feeling the whole Japanese thing.
Yeah,
anyway, so.
I think that's like a normal outfit.
I just think it, but I think like. I think it's cute that she made it like very wearable, but it has like a light accent of,
Yes.
Right.
you know,
Right.
the robe.
the vibe.
Well, let us
Exactly.
know if you're liking the fashion segments that
Let
we're
us know
pulling
what
out
you
for you
guys
guys.
think.
Yeah,
Yes,
let us know in the
your
comments who
opinions.
you're
Yes,
voting
please
for
do.
for best fashion.
Oh, yes. And before we go to the next topic, we just want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. If you could help us out by subscribing, liking, commenting. If you're listening on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. That would help us out so much. Just like AfterBuzz helps us, each and every week. We all are aspiring hosts, and we're doing this right here because we love what we do.
Yes, so subscribe and we'll shout you out to more of our channels. The girls are really unsupportive, but the one thing they are supportive of is McDonald's, and I was down with that.
Yes.
I was dying. I'm like, they are so me. I have literally gone all over the world, and I will stop at McDonald's in another country. Not because I don't want to try any of the food. I'm just a McDonald's connoisseur.
Sometimes you just.
I do not eat.
I need to see the McDonald's in another
I was
country.
gonna say, you know what? Sometimes they have stuff in other countries that they don't have
Oh,
here.
they absolutely
They do.
They absolutely do. Like I went to the McDonald's in Korea. They have a shrimp burger, which is basically like a flat fried shrimp. They have a
Stop
shrimp
it.
burger. Yes, it's so good. Then I've been to the one in Rome. They have like a piano player in there. It was like so amazing.
Really?
Like I love McDonald's.
Yes.
Every
Do
Do
time
they
I
have
go to-
drive-thrus in other countries or just?
No, they're more restaurant style.
Yeah, they're more
Okay.
restaurant style. Unless
I went to
they're
the
like
one in
way
Paris.
out or something. Yeah.
And they were selling macaroons. It was so
Oh,
cute.
yes.
I went to the one in Amsterdam and I had like this mint croquette, but it tasted like biscuits and gravy.
Right.
Ooh.
It was like really, it was crazy. But
sounds so
I went to
good.
the one in Scotland. Yeah, I
and
love
I bet
McDonald's.
their ice cream machines work all the time.
I only eat fries from McDonald's and maybe an apple pie.
The fries
So I
are the
would-
best. The
yeah.
fries are the
Fries are
best.
the best. Wait a minute.
Candy was so happy.
Time out. Aya is the best. Like if I go to Tokyo, I'm gonna find that woman. Like I
Yes.
love her. Like you can't be late.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but she is staying away from all black people from now on.
Whatever. She won't know till I get there. But I am telling you, she was like, I know y'all hoes hungry. I got some McDonald's for you.
Okay, I
Oh
thought
my
Marlo
gosh.
was throwing shade. She's like, "There's McDonald's. I know Candy's hungry."
Right.
And then 5 seconds later, they were actually eating it. It was hysterical.
I loved it. I was like,
What
that's
about the
best
geisha
trigger.
that was like, "Can you guys not all be so?"
Listen,
I'm like, "Say it, girl. What are you trying to say? Say it."
okay, but like I don't know if you've been to Asian. Well, this might not apply to you, but black people, if you've been to Asian countries, you'll know. It's a
They
known
look at
thing.
you
They're
like
they're anti-black. I went to China when I was a senior in high school, and they were like taking pictures of us.
But they look at you like celebrities.
No, they look at you
No,
like,
they
what's
don't.
this little gonna steal?
They
Oh,
don't.
really? Because
Yes.
my friend said she went and they were taking pictures of her, but it
Yeah.
was more like they were fascinated. Like, oh my God.
My friend had
Well, I
red
think-
hair, and they were
right.
fascinated. They
Yeah.
kept touching her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, two things. One thing I would say they are fascinated to some extent. Like if you go there and you real tall, they will think you play basketball. Absolutely. But they also know that Americans don't tip. So they also know, so they do kind of treat you a little funny. And then you guys got to remember, like when I went to Korea.
What do you mean we don't tip?
Well, I didn't say we didn't tip. I said that's a rumor out there that they say about
Yeah.
us. And they definitely say that about black people, for sure.
Facts.
Oh.
For sure. Americans aren't big tippers, but definitely black Americans are the worst. And so,
Allegedly.
Wait, time out.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, because I tip everywhere I go. And you have to remember what's funny in these Asian countries is we're so much bigger than them. So, like, that's why the door, that's why she knocked her head on the thing, because everything, they're so much smaller than us, like a lot.
Well, we're segueing. Even though there's some fights on the bus and people are yapping at each other, they are all coming together for Eva because Eva's grandpa is losing the battle. He's on life support, so all the girls come to the room. And I have to say, there was some really nice moments. Everyone was super nice to Eva. This might sound kind of weird, but I think Eva cries beautifully.
She's very pretty.
And
She's
she
so
seemed very
pretty.
authentic with it. It didn't seem...
And Marlo was so nice.
I know, even after their fight, it was like she was still
She stepped
willing to
up.
push that aside and be there for her and console her.
I
And that
love-
was great.
I love
Thank you,
that,
Juliet.
I love that Eva said, how can you be so evil and so beautiful at the same time? I feel like what I love about these girls is like, yes, this is a show. Yes, we want to see the drama and all of that. But you can tell that at the end of the day, when the camera's off, like they really do care about
Yeah.
each other. And I thought that was a really nice moment from Marlo because she has been pretty petty the past couple episodes. So it was nice to see her
And it
show
seemed
human
like-
emotion.
It seemed like after that they were even buddy after the fact, like
Yeah.
and some other scenes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I thought that was really interesting about it was not that this is obviously a very traumatizing thing to happen to Eva, but I personally feel like Marlo would have held that because Eva smashed her. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Marlo would have held that grudge the whole night. She would have come back for that girl.
Oh, yeah.
but
She would've gotten
because-
drunk and gone
right,
after her.
exactly. And because this totally changed all of their dynamics and they left all of their BS aside, you know, except for Nene and Tanya. But, you know, Marlo totally really we really saw a softness to her that we have never really seen, I don't think, in any episode ever. Like, I've never really seen, because we don't really know what's going on enough with her life. So that was a really good look for her.
Yeah, it
really
was kind
nice.
of funny when they put her name up on the screen and just said Nene's friend. So that's just how it's gonna be. She's
No,
never gonna
when
get a peach.
Tanya entered Eva's room, it said at the bottom, Eva's friend.
Yep.
It did not say
Really?
Nene's
Dun,
friend.
dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Bravo! I catch it. I
We
catch
love
it
you,
all.
producers.
Catch
We
the
love you,
shade, honey.
producers.
Oh,
up in here.
God.
But I have one question. Do you feel like the argument that Marlo was having with Eva was valid? Like for her to say, I'm fashion.
No,
I've
I
been
think
rocking the one.
It was all like
No, I mean,
stupid
do
to
you
me.
mean to tell me that you're more of a person or more valuable because you wear runway? Like,
I think it was a matter of, first of all, I think the reason
It was a principle. They wanted to just like get at each other.
Yeah, they wanted to get at each other. I think the reason that we also were able to see Marlo kind of come back around and like support Eva is because in reality the argument wasn't really that deep.
They were
Nothing
talking
was,
about clothes.
Yeah, I mean, like the only thing that maybe kind of was like getting borderline was
The
the whole
daddy stuff.
You have 2 baby daddies, well, you don't have no baby daddies, and you alone, and you don't have kids.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that kind of that's a big.
Yeah, it went really low.
Well, they're all playing, but you know who ain't playing? Aya.
Mm-hmm.
And she said 11:15. Here's the thing. Aya, damn. Nene was 2 minutes late. It's not even like Nene was 30 minutes late. Like the day before, they were like 15 minutes late, 17 minutes late. I get it. You wanted to prove a principle, but damn, you literally just, it was the wrong time. It took the negativity to a whole different level. I was dying when Nene was like, I'm good.
listen,
Do you think she
I
needed
don't
that
need to
moment
go.
though? Like, even though she
Maybe,
was
yeah,
mad,
maybe she
needed
did
a
need
moment.
that moment to just be in the hotel. Tell Marcus to get out. Let me have my moment. Let me just be in my room and try to
Right.
contact my husband.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking too, because like if you think about it, she's on such a schedule back home with Greg, trying to get things done, trying to make sure he's healthy and stuff. I don't feel like going to Tokyo and having this strict schedule was really what Nene needed. So it was, I think, a
And the
blessing.
girls had fun without her.
Yeah, I think it was a blessing in disguise for her to be left behind, because I think she just needed a moment to recollect herself, and I think the girls needed to go have fun without having to tiptoe around anybody.
Yeah, and I think if she were to have gone and still carried in that same energy and attitude from the night
It would've
from the
been
day
bad.
before, it would be crazy because it was so quiet. It was just a different type of space.
Yeah.
So she couldn't have carried on that aggression that she had before anyway. So.
Yeah, Tanya definitely would have been crying again.
Lord, the tears. Those are fake tears.
It was
too.
just too much.
know.
I feel like it was all coming up on Nene, and Cynthia said she's crashing, and I totally empathize with that. Sometimes you're just lashing out because you're just super, super stressed out. And you realize it, so you do take a step back and you realize, like, I am crashing and I need to just, like, get it together. And the fact that this man ain't picking up the phone, you're pissing me off now.
Listen, Greg, I love Greg. I'm like team Greg all day. But he, like, you can't be taking it out on your wife like that. Like, I feel for her so much. Like, that's not fair because she doesn't get the sympathy from everybody. Like, she gets a certain amount of sympathy because she's a spouse, but she's not getting, like, endless sympathy because essentially it's not happening to her.
Yeah.
So, like, she has to support.
Especially on Twitter tonight.
Exactly.
Well, I can't agree with that because I feel like, remember when we first found out, everybody flew to Miami. They were there for her. I don't know.
But I don't feel like they have a true understanding of what she's going
Exactly.
through as a caregiver, which is so crazy.
She needs to
stressful.
vocalize it more. She said she's a communicator. You need to, like, have a talk with the girls and say, like, this is what I'm dealing with right now. You guys, I am literally putting my all into this man, and he is treating me like crap, and then all of the responsibilities, like, I'm making it's a lot. I can't even, like...
when you're, like, an alpha female like she is, it's hard to ask for help, and that may be the issue.
I definitely think it is. I think Nene is kind of like the HBIC of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think it's hard for her to be vulnerable to everyone because, not because of her pride or anything, but because, like, she's used to having to have it together.
Yeah.
And, like, now that she doesn't, I think, she doesn't really know how to deal with it.
Well, Nene is waiting in the wings, like she said. But the one thing that was killing me is the little shade she threw at Candy, talking about, oh, I love this song, but I'm sorry, I just never hear Candy on the track.
And I mean, I do not hear her voice.
No, first of all, Candy had a whole part, and she sang it, and she hit the note effortlessly.
That was Candy letting Nene know.
I'm on the song, boo.
If there was any type of doubt, she came in with that high note.
And it just sounds way better than any clips I've seen from that Escape show. I'm just gonna say. I mean, I love you, Candy, but that's the best I've heard her.
What we're not gonna do
she
is come for
sounded
Candy
really
tonight.
good tonight.
Yeah, she sounded way good
No,
tonight.
I love Candy's voice, but Candy's voice is very colorful and it's very low. So it's not really personified as like, oh my God, she has this amazing voice. She's such a good singer, because people think that about people that can sing really high. But Candy just has a baritone, low voice. It's still beautiful. Like, it's still
beautiful, but I feel like that Escape tour, she was off a few nights. I'm just gonna say.
Well, she did sound really, really good tonight.
She sounded amazing tonight. Like,
and I like that
Can
all
we
the
just
girls
stay
were
positive?
singing.
She was good tonight, right?
Okay, Tanya.
yes, Tanya, please don't
Yeah,
start
Tanya,
crying.
yeah.
No,
Because we don't have any sunglasses in the studio.
Sometimes we can be negative, and just let us be negative, okay? Like Nene said, they don't understand me. They don't understand
And like
us,
Nene
boo.
said, I said what I said.
Exactly. Let's go to our tweets. People are talking about a lot of things on the internet.
Yes.
Tweet me.
Okay, Drew J.
Again.
Beat you.
How dare you interrupt my tweet song? Oh my God. All right, Convo, take it away.
So we have some funny memes. I don't know if you guys have been following Soulja Boy, but he's been making some rounds, doing some crazy interviews. So they basically said what
Soulja
Marlo
Boy
would
is
say.
delirious. I'm just
My
gonna say that about him.
toothbrush is designer. Me? Designer! So if you are listening on iTunes, we got Soulja Boy looking really perplexed here.
This
so,
wins.
you know, I don't know.
funny.
Who's buying a toothbrush that's designer when they get a bunch of money? Anybody on the panel?
No. But Whole Foods has some great toothbrushes.
I
that are
had a
like
Lady
$10.
Gaga toothbrush once, and it played boring this way.
Oh my goodness. Well, Perez Hilton, he tweeted earlier, would you let your 5-year-old have some wine? Kim Zolciak from the Real Housewives of Atlanta did, and then shared it on social media. Can we play this clip? Can you see it from the tweet?
My gosh. Are you
Well,
serious?
and maybe not a clip, but you can see the video of her holding a wine glass, chugging it.
Y'all,
and that's
this
not
might
cute.
this just might be Southern on the low. You know.
We all did it as
Kim
kids.
I was gonna say,
also lets her children have
But-
excessive plastic surgery. So I feel like the
And
wine ain't
she
nothing.
photoshops their like behinds on social
yeah.
media,
Let's-
like
let's-
face tuning their bodies
let's
and
work on
stuff.
that. first.
Here's another tweet from HLN Weekend Express. They're talking with Tanya from the Real Housewives, and she's making waves on television. Just see what she has to say.
You were in oncology, right?
Yeah,
And you moved from New York.
I moved. I was in oncology actually. When I moved to Atlanta, I was working at Northside Hospital in their bone marrow transplant, oncology, hematology, oncology unit. And I kind of moved into the technology sector because my fiance was starting another technology
So
company. He's a
basically, she
serial
just wants
entrepreneur.
people to know that she's smart.
He went to
But
Morehouse.
we knew that, honey.
She's smart, and she said fiance.
She hesitated on that fiance.
Yeah, she did a little bit.
Did she?
She had to think about it.
Fiance.
Yeah.
Because she's like, on the show, he's my boyfriend.
She went up on the end because there was a question mark.
Yeah, fiance.
Let's get into our news and gossip.
Beyonce.
I know, right?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, you guys, let me just say this. I am like dying. I've had FOMO all weekend. I couldn't even go on the internet. Andy's baby shower has been insane. It's been all over the news. But first, let's talk about Nene and her going to Nobu. She freaked out on the wait staff, took a picture of the manager, said, "Don't come here." Apparently, we have the article. Let's go to the next page. Can we just zoom in a little bit so I could read just a little tiny clip of it? So it said, we had just closed, and when Nene called and asked if we could remain open and accept her party of 6, we agreed to stay open but explained that we were sold out of many of the food items and the menu would be limited. So basically, they were just going to come in and have little appetizers and stuff. Well, they freaked out. Nene freaked out that they couldn't get everything on the menu. They demanded that the kitchen to be open. They took pictures of the waiter. They posted it on social media. They said, all sorts of things. Don't come here. It was definitely very Yelp related.
I can't believe she did that because I love Nobu Malibu. I always go there and have fun. I don't know what she's
I
talking
love Nobu Malibu.
I love Nene, but that's messed up.
First of all, I have a real sensitive thing with the whole restaurant business. Y'all need to really relax. And when people stay open for y'all, I can't. I once waited for a Jackson member for over 3 hours when I worked in Las Vegas that never showed up. So I just have a real problem
Was
with
it
that.
Tito?
It was Jermaine.
Was it
No.
Jackie in his hair? Oh my gosh.
It was a female.
Oh,
So anyways, let's move on to what I was talking about earlier about me having an emotional breakdown and having so much FOMO. Lisa Rinna's Instagram story, Kyle Richards' Instagram story, Andy's having a baby, and I was not invited. Play the
exactly.
clip.
Where were we?
And look, guys, there's Nina Phaedra.
This is the greatest party ever.
Why were we there, Bravo? Come on, show us some love.
You can see Nene dancing.
Look at Nene, Phaedra,
Cynthia
Eva.
has that Afro wig from back in the day.
Phaedra being there.
Yes, Phaedra.
Hold on. Nene brought Phaedra. Nene is campaigning. She's gonna get.
I want Phaedra back so bad.
She's gonna have her peach back.
Yes,
She's gonna have her
yes,
peach
yes.
back.
Why
Now-
can't we get Kenya back?
Now,
And,
special shout out to Cynthia's wig. Play the kip.
I'm Sonia. This is my aesthetic.
Yes.
Twerk, twerk, twerk.
I am so Sonia in every sense of the word.
Yes. Cynthia clearly has her got to be glued on because her
Cynthia's
wig
booty is so big.
I also just love Andy is such a gay man.
He's such a gay man.
It's great because he's just patting it.
Oh God, I was so upset
and it's
that I
supposed
wasn't
to be
there.
a boy. It's a boy.
It's a boy, and it said a star is born.
That was the theme.
That's gonna be my theme for my baby shower.
Honestly,
Yes.
so cute. I was dying. Shout out to Stassi from Vanderpump Rules. Mood forever. She posted a picture of herself this morning saying, I can't even go on any longer. I've been looking at Housewives stories all night long. So here's a hot photo of me.
Yes.
So, guys, a little bit more news and gossip. If you didn't know, Tamar and
This
Candy
photo.
are on Celebrity Big Brother, and they're feuding with each other.
Oh, my God.
It comes to the fact that Tamar says that Candy was basically shading her on tour when they were on tour last year when she joined Escape. And Candy's like, I don't ever recall talking about you ever, and I was enjoying you being a part of the tour. So,
Until we cut your butt. Okay.
hey, it didn't last, but they were supposed to be allies in this house, and you need allies. So they actually made it through this elimination round, so they're going to be there next week. We're going to know how their
How
relationship
do we
is
feel
going to go.
about her bald head?
I'm okay with it.
I like it.
What about the memes that they're making? Someone.
Oh, the one you sent in the group chat that we can't talk about on this show.
Oh my God,
had
you
me in
guys!
stitches.
I can't. I honestly thought she looked pretty the entire time until that meme came out. Then I was like,
Oh no.
oh no. Yeah. It's
Well, I
very
got a
bad.
little clippy clip from Bravo. They were talking to Porsha about her being engaged now to a new man and Cordell and the differences between them. So let's see what she has to say.
Yes.
I don't know, but I just naturally get super submissive. It starts to change me. Then I become the wife. I become the mother, or whatever. And I still want to be me.
Right, and you don't want to lose yourself.
Because I'm proud of who I've come.
Well, basically what she was saying is that, they're both powerful men, and that's what she was attracted to. So the fact that they were both powerful men, that's the similarities, but the difference is that Dennis is more of a team player, and she could see that they'll have a future together.
It's very interesting this season with this new after show that they're doing. I don't really like it. Like, the women are explaining themselves after every episode.
Oh yeah, Candy has a YouTube channel and it bores me to tears.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God!
really? It's boring?
Seriously,
Yeah, it's really boring.
can't we just wait to the reunion? This is what we do. Let us build y'all up, so when the reunion comes, the floodgates open. But instead, we're having to hear you guys after every episode talk about the justifications and the durkas,
Unless you want to come here and talk to us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That might
Respond
work.
to my DMs,
That's really
Cynthia.
what we're getting at here. It's do that, but here.
Y'all, help us out. Tweet the ladies at let them know. Tag them. Come to AfterBuzz. We want them on the studio. We want you guys on the show.
Especially when you hit LA. We'll make a special taping just for you ladies.
Exactly.
Yes,
well,
yes,
next
yes.
week they're still in Tokyo, so we're going to see a continuation of that. We'll see what the ladies go up to. Hopefully they'll go back home and settle everything up. 14-hour plane ride. Oh, it's brutal.
Somebody's going to get left behind. They're
Exactly.
going to make it to the airport on time.
Quickly, really predictions before we wrap up.
And now,
Okay.
your AfterBuzz TV.
My predictions are that Marlo is going to stay fashionably dressed the remainder of the trip.
The trip? When she gets her bag back?
She got it back.
Yeah, she got her bag.
back.
So she's going to keep it tight the rest
Hence
of
the
the
red
time.
wig.
Yeah.
I predict. We kind of saw it in the clip, but it looks like Nene's going to break down. I'm hoping that she opens up to everyone and it's just a moment where
Yeah,
everyone can kind
yeah.
of saddle up and be strong for Nene. I'd really like to see that next week.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of
Yeah,
that, I think
I
she
agree.
is going to have that moment. She's going to be able to have that comfort from the ladies, and she's going to go back home more refreshed and better to take care of Greg.
Just picking off that, I do agree with that. I think she is going to have a breakdown because after you're going through this tunnel of all this emotion and lashing out and negativity, you start to break down, and then the truth really comes out why you're really upset. You're not really upset at this, you're really upset at that. So I feel like it always comes out, and the real reasons are much more empathetic to empathize with than you just screaming across the restaurant in a sushi restaurant. So I think we are going to be on Nene's team next week, but
Yes,
this week on
Team
Twitter,
Nene.
it does not look like it.
Yeah.
If you want your tweet featured on our show, make sure to tweet us, AfterBuzz and Hollywood Lian. That is our show. We'll be back next Sunday.
Thank you guys so
Yes.
much for tuning in. I'm your host, Miss Conversation Piece. You can tweet me at MISS Combo Piece or Instagram me at Conversation Piece or check out my website, conversationpiecemag.com. Yeah.
And I'm your girl, Drew Jones. You guys can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
All right, party people. I'm Erica Edwards, and you can follow me on all of my social media at Erica, E-R-I-K-A-D as in door, Edwards.
Hollywood Lian signing off. Bye, AfterBuzzers.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.